I grew up in a church where the offering plate went around and you just threw whatever you had left over.
Yeah, when we first started going to church, I was a typical skeptic. I'm not giving them my hard-earned money so that they can go squander it.
God stirred his heart one day and he said, so we're tithing 10%, right? And I was like, well, I'm giving what we have extra. That led to a discussion where he's like, no, we need to tithe 10%. I felt like, well, if I give 10% to the church, I want to know what they're doing with it. I want to know what they're spending it on. It's my money. And Jay looked at me and he said, it doesn't matter. What they do with the money is between them and God. We're being obedient by tithing 10%, and that's how you can get your heart right with God.
We went through a pretty hard financial area where we owned 2 houses. We were paying mortgages on both places. 10% of our finances would have been more, definitely made us uncomfortable. We were already in a bad position.
Our renter in the other house moved out, and then we started having to pay 2 mortgages. Shortly after that, I became pregnant with our third. So I was starting to really sweat. We're dwindling our finances lower and lower and lower, and I was stressing because we needed things for the baby. I just hit my knees and I said, can you please do something? I went down to the mailbox like minutes later, and there was a letter in the mailbox from our bank that said the mortgage on the other home has been paid for next month.
After we started tithing, we felt a calling to build a house at least 5 years, 10 years from now. And God kept laying on her heart 3 years, and she would tell me all the time, I'm like, okay, that's fine, 3 years, that's pretty much impossible. But here we are 3 years later, and He's definitely blessed it along the way. We have land, and we're actually starting the process this week.
Of course, the One Step Forward program started, and we love our church family, so we were like, okay, we're on board, and if that means putting the land off and the house off for a couple years, then that's what it's going to take. But God kept saying, no, that's not what I'm going to do. And we're like, okay, we'll see. We were able to purchase the property over the summer, and we actually start the driveway to the new house this weekend. I mean, He keeps surprising us and blessing us and amazing us in every way.
God definitely calls us to give. God doesn't need our money. He's rich. He was doing pretty good in heaven, I think, but He chose to come down here on earth and live in poverty and give everything He had for us because He loved us. To me, that compels me to do the same for Him, to give what I have.